only one perfect solution, but there are clues that will try to trick our team.
Hello there, everyone. My name is Crazy Caleb, and today we're going to be taking a look at Encryption Lingo. This module is actually a really fun module that I recently just learned, and it's actually really new. And this module is all about trying to guess a word, but with a series of different encryptions. So our goal, as I said before, is trying to find a 5-letter word that's been randomly chosen, and it must be guessed. So we need to figure that out. So, as you can see on here, we have a 3x3 grid of buttons, and moving these up and down buttons will move you through a set of 3 different series. And one of them will have a delete button. That is sort of your third one right there. Moving up and down, of course, move you back and forth. And there are a series of possible encodings of which they can be in. That includes Maritime, Braille, Pigpen, American Sign Language, Semaphore, Zoni, Lombax, Standard Galactic Alphabet, and 3 different sets of boozle glyphs, as we can see here. So I'm not going to bother describing the boozle glyphs to you because those are just kind of fair game with how you want to describe them. You can use the binary method. You can describe them as best as you can. Like this one's a Yankee. This one's a diamond inside of the whatever you call it. I don't really care. But for the most part, I will pretty much just be trying to find the letters, each individual parts of it, because this is a fun one to do for EFMing, but it can be a little bit tricky on voice especially. So what exactly do we do with this module? So obviously we're going to be guessing a series of different words, but how exactly will we be able to determine what clues can we get to our correct word? Because obviously trying to find a random 5-letter word can be very difficult because without any clues, you're just guessing all willy-nilly. So pressing the query button will cause the 5 LEDs below the screen to change colors. And one thing that's important to note is that all queries must be valid words. And failing to query a valid word or querying a word that is not 5 letters long will incur a strike. That is pretty much a given, but just make sure that there is the possibility of there being a strike. However, there is not a specific guess limit range of which we have to get this by, so we can simply guess as many times as we need to, but we need to make sure that we're spelling this correctly, or that we could result in a strike rate. So, the clues that will be given to you will be based off of these LEDs at the bottom, which are currently black, because of the first guess. We haven't done anything with it yet. The letters marked with green are in the correct position. Letters in yellow are present in the word but are in the wrong position, and letters marked with a red LED are not present in the word. So that's pretty straightforward. So green is you're good to go, yellow is present but not in the correct position, and red is simply not present. So generally my tactic with this is I actually tend to start off with 2 individual words that I'd like to get out of the way. It's price and gunky. Price is sort of your more common words, common letters, seeing if we can get anything with that. And gunky is sort of the rarer, like weird side of things. I guess the real reason why is just because we do a little puzzle called Wordle, and I tend to do, and Cookie Apocalypse, one of the people in this community, happens to use the word gunky a lot, to be quite frank. And I kind of stole that idea, but I digress. Let's get right into this module. So let's take a look and let's see what buttons we have here. So we're taking a look at this one, and this is going to be a Lombax alphabet, as we can see right here. So normally this can be described as a couple different things. This is sort of like filled normally and filled triangle sort of, and you can state where the opening of the circle is, for example. In this case, this one's northeast. This one's alpha. Alpha is pretty much the most unique one. It's pretty much the easiest one to do. Just keep that in mind. There are a lot of characters that are unique, but there are a lot of characters that are very similar with each other in this alphabet. So, but for the most part, I really don't care how you describe this stuff. As long as you're able to get your message across to your expert on the voice bomb, that's all I really care about. So let's try spelling price. So Papa is going to be filled halfway north up, which it's not on this page, so let's take a look for it right here. So we'll enter that in from left to right, and now we're going to do Romeo. Romeo is this guy. India is going to be, it's open on the top and bottom right here. And Charlie and Echo, these 2 guys. Charlie is the top left gear, wherever you are, right here. And then Echo is going to be open in the top left and bottom right. And now we're going to hit query. Okay, so with this, we know for a fact that we have, so it was a red, red, yellow, red, and the way that we can actually help ourselves is we can actually use these little left and right arrows to see our previous queries, like so. So we had red, yellow, red. So this means that India is going to be somewhere in this word, However, we do not know which correct position it is. However, we do know that it is not in the third position. So we know for a fact that we have an India present. This actually really didn't help us that much. So let's take a look at this next set. So we need to figure out which boozled if we're currently in, as this is a set of boozled ifs that we're currently in. So let's figure this out. It will be wherever it wants to be. Come on. If I can find at least one letter, please, that would be nice. And this is probably the hardest part about this one. However, good news is that there recently was an update made to this module. Here we go. It's in set 3. Here we go. Perfect. So we're in set 3 right now, and there actually was an update made. So normally there would be sort of cases where you would happen to get 2 Maritimes, for example, 2 Maritimes in a row. However, now that has been made, that has been changed to you cannot get the same encryption until 3 queries later. So that basically what you would do is you would get maritime, for example, your first one. Then you'd have to do a different query, a different query, a different query, and then you'd be able to you would have the potential to see maritime flags again. Instead of, for example, getting Mary, Pigpen, for example, and then Mary. Something like that would normally happen with it, or it could happen, and now it has been made to be guaranteed to be at least 3 spaces apart from each other, so that we will not be getting the same encryption back to back. We will simply be getting a different encryption for at least 3 stages in a row before the possibility of different encryptions popping up. So let's try and guess Gunky, because Gunky is a good one, and we actually don't really have any confirmed letters, and if we can get something going, that would be good for us. So Gunky is going to be this guy right here. Uniform is going to be, it's not this one, and we have the top left and the bottom right corners. It's not a vector. Keep that in mind. A couple of these symbols are very close to each other, so we need to look for the other one. That will be this guy right here. That will be the uniform. November. We have this guy, and then we need kilo. Kilo is, I believe, back here. Yeah, here we go. And then the Yankee is going to be down here. That's going to be right here. And then we hit query. Well, that does not help us at all. Okay. So, normally after this, I try to go for something like those, perhaps. Even though I'm using an echo, it doesn't really matter. Just trying to get some letters on the board. That's going to be really good for me. Now we're taking a look, though, however, at semaphore. So let's take a look at you. So let's try and get Tango. Tango is going to be northwest.north. Northwest.north, right here. Hotel, that's going to be west.southwest. West.southwest is going to be wherever it wants to be, right here. Oscar is going to be west.northwest. West.northwest, right here. Sierra is going to be west.southeast. West.southeast. Wherever you are. West.southeast, and Echo is going to be south.northeast. All of these happen to be on different pages, unfortunately. Right here. So that's it. Query. Okay, so now we have a Sierra that is a possibility to appear in this. So this is a weird one. This is a really, really weird word. So let's actually keep track of our queries. So we did price, we did gunky, and we did those. And so far, we've only gotten 2 letters that are potentially that are in different positions. So we need to keep that in mind. Perhaps what we can do is, so let's start highlighting the words that we have already. Let's start highlighting the letters that we already have taken care of. So we haven't checked alpha. We have not checked Bravo. Charlie. We have not done Delta. We have done Echo. There is no Echo, unfortunately. No Foxtrot. We've done Golf. Hotel. India we do have. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to mark you as a green. We have that somewhere. Actually, I'll mark you with the yellow as appropriately. Let's go back to red. We haven't guessed Juliet. We haven't tried it. We've tried Kilo. We haven't tried Lima yet. That would be potentially a good option. Mike, we have not tried. November, we have. Oscar, we have as well. Papa, we have. Quebec, we have not. Romeo, we have. Sierra, Oh, Sierra we do have. Tango we don't. So let's mark you as yellow. We don't know your current position. So let's just try and eliminate a couple options here. Just so we don't essentially reuse this stuff. So we don't know, we don't have a uniform. That's pretty much going to cross out Quebec, pretty much, for the most part. If we don't have a uniform, we pretty much don't have a Quebec, so I'm going to pretty much highlight that. I'm not going to try and guess that, unless it happens to be a really weird case with the Q. However, for right now, Victor, we haven't done that. Whiskey, we haven't. We've done Yankee, which we haven't gotten anything with, and I believe that's the furthest we've gone down to. Okay, so let's try and see if we can do anything with Alpha. Alpha might help us here. And we have quite a few earlier letters that we can take a look at too. So, uh, hmm. Uh, Perhaps we can try walls. We've already used the S, and we're going to be using 2 Limas, but I think that's probably a good guess for us to get something going here. Perhaps that can also help us find the Sierra. Maybe it's in the 5th position, perhaps. I don't really know. So let's try walls. So let's do W. So W, now we're currently in ASL. This is ASL. So let's try to find, let's do W. W is 3 points. I actually know ASL alphabet off the top of my head, so this is kind of a little bit of a solo for me. W right here. However, I'm not using some of these diagrams, of course. So A is going to be U. Tango. We already guessed Tango. I don't. Oh no, we were going to do walls. 2 L's. You know, like the Fortnite. Lima, where are you? Lima, Lima. So 2 of those, and a Sierra. Sierra is going to be the finger out in front, in that knuckle shape. Might be. It will be U right here. So let's try this. Okay, so that actually really is helpful. So we know for a fact that it's going to be, so those greens, basically what they did was for walls is what we spelled out. We know for a fact that it's going to be the last 3 characters of our word is going to be Lima, Lima, and Sierra. Now, what this gives me a hunch is that this gives me the ability to pretty much say that it's going to be some form of, I think I is going to be in the 2nd position. I think it's safe to say. So what we can do is potentially do mills. We could do fills. I have a hunch it's going to be more like fills or bills, perhaps. Fills or bills is what we're looking at here. So let's try this. So I pretty much believe that we have our word at this point, but we need to figure out what our first letter is, and that could be based off of a series of different guesses. So now we're taking a look at a different Boozleglyph set. It's not going to be Boozleglyph 3 because it hasn't been more than 3 turns, so we can actually just rule that option out. It's going to be right here, and actually this is our Foxtrot right here. So Foxtrot. Then India is U as well. That's perfect. Then Lima. Wow, giving that to me all on one page. Lovely, lovely. And it's going to be U right here. So query. And just like that, we have our word. And just like that, that is a solved module. So that's what we need to do, and that's what's going to happen this time around. So it normally wouldn't take you that long. We happen to get a really weird case with the words that I was trying to guess, with Price and Gunky not really giving me hardly anything. So it ultimately is just depending on what words you want to start with and what words you want to sort of work off from on here. But we were able to find fills really quickly. So now we're looking at this Zoni alphabet for this one. So now we're looking at a completely new word. Let's try Price again. Let's see if we can perhaps fare a little better this time around. So Papa is going to be U. Romeo is going to be, oh, that's U right there. India is going to be classic India right here. And Charlie is going to be not on this page. It's going to be U right there. And Echo, our last one here, is going to be, I believe I saw it in the last one. No, I did not. Right here. So let's see if we can get some good stuff here. Okay, so we know for a fact that we're going to have an echo present in our word, somewhere along the lines that's not in the 5th position. So we've guessed Price. And now let's see what encryption we're working with this time around. We're working with another Boozleglyph selection. Great. I am just getting all of the Boozleglyphs today. That's lovely. And this is going to be Boozleglyph set 1. We've gotten one of every single Boozleglyph. That's great. So let's take a look at Gunky now. Let's try and get this one. So you're going to be, where are you? Not on this page. You're going to be right here, this one. Uniform. I believe I saw it on the first page. I did indeed. November, not on this page. Not on this page either. It's going to be right here. Kilo right there, and Yankee for our last one is going to be right here. Let's query. Let's see what we get. Nothing as I expected, so that's perfect. So that actually crosses off quite a few good letters there. That's perfect. However, that does not help us because we need to find our word here. So maybe let's try something with alpha, and perhaps tango as well. So maybe we can do Let's think. Let's think for a minute. Maybe let's do start, perhaps? Let's try start. Let's try that. So yeah, we're now in Braille. So now we're taking a look at the second column over here. So Sierra, we're looking at 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 is right here. Tango is 2, 3, 4, 5, wherever you are, right here. Alpha is going to be just 1, classic 1 case. Romeo is going to be 1, 2, 3, 5. And then the tango we had beforehand is going to be the same as the second character. 2, 3, 4, 5. You are right. Let's see what we have here. Oh, that's actually really helpful. So we know for a fact that start, that gave us a Sierra and Tango in the correct positions at the first 2 positions. So Sierra Tango is going to be our beginning. That's actually really helpful for us. So now what we need to do is we need to figure out something else that we can figure out. Perhaps we can do STE. I want to say Steve, but I can't do that. Now we're taking a look at semaphore again. Semaphore right here. So let's think. Steps, perhaps? We could perhaps do steps, because we know for a fact that we're going to get echo in some way, shape, or form. Echo can't be in the 5th position, because that gave us a yellow at the 5th position for price. So perhaps steps could be our option here. Because there is also the possibility of duplicate words, as we had beforehand. We had fills for that last example, so we had 2 limas. So that is also a possibility. So let's try steps. Let's try steps with that. So let's do Sierra, west.southeast. West.southeast. Where is it? That's the opposite of what we want. West.southeast right here. Tango south is going to be northwest.north. Not on this page. Northwest.north. If I can get something, please. Northwest.north right there. Okay. Then let's go over to Echo. Echo is going to be south.northwest. South.northwest right there. And then Papa is going to be west.north. West.north. West.north is right there. And the final Sierra we had was west.southwest. Let's see what we find. West.southwest right there. To match the first one. Okay, so we know for a fact that it's going to be Echo in the 3rd position, and we know for a fact it's going to be Sierra in the last position. So now what we need to do is, it's not Papa, we need to figure out a letter of which we haven't guessed yet to be in the 4th position. So let's try and look, because this is a weird one. Stews, perhaps we can do. We haven't guessed whiskey yet, so let's try that. And we happen to get a semaphore again, weirdly enough. That's strange. I thought the update went through. Maybe I have to report that to Quinn. But anyways, we have Sierra. Let's try that. Let's try stews. Let's see what we can get of that. Because I don't think we haven't guessed whiskey yet, and we haven't. So far, that's like the only thing that comes to my mind is stews. That would be the only thing that would work there. No vowels would work there. Stells, that doesn't make sense. Stems could also be a possible option here. So we have whiskey or Mike that we could be looking at. Steaks, no, that would be more like steak probably. Stegs, I don't even think that's a word. So yeah, I believe it's either going to be between Whiskey or Mike. Let's see what we get here. Let's try Whiskey for this first time around because it was the first one that I thought of. Of course, stems make a little bit more sense. I'm going to try Mike. This is actually the first time around, so let's try Mike. And it's also in the first in the alphabet too here. So let's try this. So let's do Sierra. It's going to be west on southeast. West on southeast is going to be right here. Tango, not on this page. It's going to be, where is it? That's the thing that's tricky about this module is every position is randomized and it's not going to be the exact same case each time. Echo to the top. That's going to be, where are you? Oh, come on, you know you want to give it to me. Right there, Echo. Now let's try it. Mike. Mike, I believe, was in the on the same page as our first one, right here, right there. Yep. And Sierra is right here. Query. Indeed. There we go. We got lucky this time around, and we were actually able to figure out that one a lot quicker than the second one, than the first one. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to stay crazy, stay cool, and know how to spell your words. Bye-bye.